The sun descended, casting golden rays through the ancient banyan tree. Its leaves shimmered, whispering secrets from times immemorial. A small gathering of disciples encircled the Buddha, their eyes wide with reverence, hearts brimming with silent questions unspoken. Among them, one bold disciple stepped forward, clasping his hands together in a gesture of deep respect. The disciple's voice trembled as he continued, "No matter how hard I try, I falter and fall. What should I do?" Buddha gazed at the disciple with eyes that held both understanding and kindness. Like the embrace of a parent. "Failure," Buddha began, his voice soft yet steady, "is not a burden, but an opportunity for growth and self-discovery." He gestured to the garden around them, where flowers bloomed amidst the greenery, their colors vibrant against the morning light. "The root of suffering," he said, his voice like the rhythm of a mountain stream, "is attachment, clinging to impermanence." His words hung in the air, as though etched into the very fabric of existence. Weighty yet liberating. The disciple frowned slightly, his brows knitting together, the answer both illuminating and perplexing in its simplicity. "But Master," he ventured, hesitant to disturb the profound stillness that enveloped them, "must we not cherish life and its joys?" The Buddha inclined his head slightly, his expression a perfect balance of sternness and gentleness, an eternal paradox embodied. "To cherish is not to cling," the Buddha replied, his tone like the soft rustle of falling leaves. He extended his arm, allowing a single yellowed leaf to drift lazily from his hand to the earth below. "Observe," he continued, "the leaf departs the tree not with resistance but with grace." Returning to the embrace of nature, the disciples watched, entranced, as the leaf settled among countless others, its journey ending yet continuing in transformation. "This stone," he explained, "may seem insignificant, but when polished by the river, it becomes smooth and radiant over time. Similarly, failure polishes the soul," Buddha added. The disciples exchanged glances, each wrestling inwardly with their own understanding, their breaths mingling with the whispering wind. Another disciple, younger and more impulsive, broke the silence, his voice tinged with frustration. "But Master, how do we act?" The Buddha turned to him, his calm unshaken by the fiery energy of youth. His hands rested gently on his lap. "Action born of clinging leads to suffering," he said, each word slow. "But action resting in acceptance blooms wisdom and peace." The younger disciple lowered his eyes. The tempest within him quieted, his heart touched by the Master's steady cadence. The Buddha gestured toward the horizon, where the sun kissed the earth goodbye, painting the sky in fiery hues. "Even the sun does not cling to its place in the sky," he remarked. "Its surrender creates the beauty of dusk." The young disciple looked up at Buddha, his expression shifting from sorrow to contemplative hope, his heart absorbing the truth. "Master," the disciple said earnestly, "how do I begin to embrace failure as a teacher rather than a tormentor?" Buddha placed the stone gently on the ground, its imperfections catching the light in an unexpected shimmer. The disciples, too, closed their eyes, letting their minds rest in the void of not knowing, embracing the mystery. Through the canopy of the banyan tree, stars began to emerge, their light twinkling like ancient truths made visible. And so, the night wrapped its arms around the assembly, holding them in a collective awareness of the unknown. No answers were forced, no truths declared, only the quiet embrace of a question left unspoiled by certainty. The episode ended not with resolution but with an opening, an invitation to dwell in the expansive space of wonder. Another day, another gathering beneath the shade of the banyan tree, where the air pulsed with silent expectation. The disciples sat in a circle, their forms still as statues, their minds seeking wisdom from the Master before them. One among them, known for his relentless pursuit of clarity, leaned forward, his eyes burning with questions untold. Buddha continued, "Imagine a bird attempting to fly. Its early attempts are fraught with falls. Yet it persists until it soars." Finally, the Buddha held up a clay vessel, its surface smooth and simple, its emptiness palpable and profound. "This vessel," he said, his tone gentle as the rustling wind, "is empty, yet its purpose lies in its emptiness." The disciples exchanged glances, the metaphor striking a chord within them, illuminating truths not yet fully grasped. The questioning disciple furrowed his brow, his mind grappling with the implications of the Master's enigmatic words. "But Master," he ventured, his voice tinged with uncertainty, "does not wisdom reside in the pursuit of knowledge, filling this emptiness?" The Buddha placed the vessel on the ground, its emptiness seeming more profound within the simplicity of the moment, to fill without purpose. He replied, "Is to burden the self. Wisdom begins with resting in the humility of not knowing." His words flowed like the stream nearby, clear and unobstructed, yet meandering, urging reflection rather than immediate comprehension. Another disciple, younger in years yet bold in spirit, spoke up, her voice carrying the timbre of youthful conviction. "Master," she implored, "if emptiness holds purpose, how do we seek knowledge without losing ourselves to endless striving?" The Buddha turned to her, his eyes shining with compassion, his presence a calming force upon her restless soul. "To seek is not to cling," he said, "but to open oneself, allowing wisdom to enter as the vessel welcomes water." His words were simple, yet their resonance echoed within the disciples, their minds and hearts rippling with newfound understanding. The younger disciple nodded slowly, her fiery spirit tempered, her desire to understand shifting into a willingness to accept. Another disciple, silent until now, raised his head, his eyes carrying the weight of lifetimes spent in contemplation. "Master," he said, his voice deep and steady, "must we abandon the self completely to find peace in emptiness?" The Buddha gestured toward the fire burning gently nearby, its flames dancing, consuming yet creating, its purpose clear yet complex. "Even fire," he replied, "burns not without balance. To empty the self is to prepare, not erase, for transformation to occur." His words enveloped the disciples like the warmth of the fire, their thoughts ignited with the possibilities inherent in emptiness. The questioning disciple leaned back, his gaze shifting to the clay vessel, its simplicity now imbued with profound significance. The Buddha raised his hand, palm open, and allowed a single drop of water to fall into the vessel below. "Each drop," he said, "is a moment, an opportunity to embrace the unknown, to fill the emptiness with purpose and grace." The disciples watched the drop ripple within the vessel, a small act embodying the vast mystery of existence itself. "Reflect on what I have shared," Buddha said, "and may your hearts be lightened by the truth of impermanence and possibility." The disciples bowed deeply, gratitude shining in their eyes as they carried Buddha's wisdom into the unfolding chapters of their lives. Through this single episode, they learned that emptiness was not a void, but an invitation, a space for wisdom to enter. The banyan tree stood witness, its roots deep in the earth, its branches wide in the sky, a symbol of balance, and the clay vessel, though small and simple, became a reflection of their own hearts, ready to embrace the unknown. Another day, another journey brought the disciples and the Buddha to a serene hilltop bathed in the glow of twilight. The air was cool, scented with blossoms, as the valley below stretched endlessly, its beauty touched by shadows and light. The disciples stood in quiet awe, their eyes drinking in the horizon where the golden sun kissed the earth goodbye. One disciple, mesmerized by the interplay of light and shadow, turned to the Buddha, his face alight with burning curiosity. "Master," he said, his voice soft yet urgent, What is the nature of truth? Is it light or shadow? The Buddha remained silent for a moment, his gaze fixed on the horizon, his posture still as an ancient tree. The nature of truth, he said slowly, is neither light nor shadow, yet it dances within both, unseen yet present. The disciple furrowed his brow, his mind grappling with the paradox embedded in the master's simple yet profound words. Do you see these plants? Buddha asked. Each grows in its own way, fulfilling its purpose without contest or envy. Sujata nodded, but her face remained clouded with doubt. Master, how can I stop comparing when it seems so natural? Buddha reached for a handful of soil from the earth, holding it tenderly in his open palm. Another disciple, drawn to the beauty of the moment, stepped forward, her voice carrying the melody of heartfelt inquiry. Master, she asked, if truth is beyond duality, how do we live in this world, entangled in its contradictions? The Buddha gestured toward the valley, where shadows danced on the fields, the interplay of light and dark creating harmony. Look below, he said. Light and shadow coexist, creating the world's beauty. Embrace both, not as opposites, but as one. His words resonated like a temple bell ringing at dawn, their clarity awakening something deep within the hearts of his disciples. The questioning disciple nodded slowly, her initial confusion giving way to a quiet understanding that transcended the limits of reason. Another disciple, older and quieter, raised his eyes, his voice steady as a river carving its path through ancient rock. Master, he began, how do we balance this coexistence of light and shadow in our hearts and actions? The Buddha knelt, drawing a line in the earth with a single finger, dividing a circle into two equal yet connected halves. Balance, he said, is not found in perfection, but in embracing imperfection. To dance with truth is to accept its duality. The disciples pondered these words, their thoughts weaving through the complexity and simplicity of his answer. Like threads in a tapestry, the sun dipped lower, its light softened, merging with the encroaching darkness. The horizon ablaze with hues of gold and indigo. The Buddha extended his hand toward the sky, his fingers pointing to the faint emergence of stars among the fading light. Even the stars, he said, shine because of the darkness. Master, how do we celebrate our unique paths while honoring others? Buddha turned his gaze to Amala, his voice steady and warm. Honor others by recognizing their journeys without diminishing your own. He pointed to the sky, where birds of different shapes and colors soared together. Their flight patterns varied yet harmonious. Each bird follows its own path, Buddha explained, contributing to the vast tapestry of life, enriching the world with diversity. The disciples nodded, their hearts uplifted by the imagery and its profound lesson of unity in uniqueness. Devadatta leaned forward and asked, Master, how do we confront moments when jealousy feels overwhelming? Buddha held up a lotus flower, its delicate petals untouched by the muddy waters from which it grew. And so, the evening passed, not with answers, but with the disciples resting in the profound openness of the unanswered. The hill bore witness to their transformation, the interplay of light and shadow reflecting their journey toward understanding. As the sun began its descent, the Buddha rose, his robes flowing like the river's currents, his presence unwavering. The group followed him back to the grove, their steps lighter, their hearts carrying the wisdom shared beside the lotus pond. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.